Welcome to the course on DIY electronics. Myself is F. Anthony Jeffrey was Assistant Professor from EEE Department of National Engineering College. This course will help you to increase your knowledge on electronics and make you to do more hands-on experiments in electronics. We created this course to give more knowledge from the basic to till trend in IoT. So I hope you will enjoy this course. Let's go into the today's topic. Today we are going to see about LDR, relay, voltage regulators, IR LED, IR receiver, preset, relay module, regulator module, IR module, and PIR sensor module. LDR stands for light dependent resistance. The resistance present in the LDR will vary depends on the light falling on it. This is the LDR. If the light falls on it, the current will start flowing. Now the current is here. Okay, if the light falls on it, the current flows through this point. Okay, if there is no light, the current stops here. Okay, if there is a light, then the current comes to this point. Okay, this is the light dependent resistance. It is used in many hobby projects to detect whether the light is present or not. This is the physical component view of the LDR. Relay. Relays are used as switches. This aims at opening and closing of AC circuits. If you want to control a fan or a light, you can use a relay. The main important feature of relay is you can control a high voltage application like AC, fan, light, grinder, mixie or any other motors through a low power electronic devices. This is the main advantages of relays. This is the relay. You see a coil over here. This coil is nothing but an electromagnet. It has another three terminals known as common, normally open NO and normally closed NC. Now the relay is in off position. Okay, there is no excitation given to the relay when this coil is excited. If this coil is excited by a battery over here, you can see this. If it is excited, then the switch is in the normally open position. Okay, from the normally closed position, when it is excited, it goes to the open position. Then the contact is released. Okay, I will show you an animation. In this animation, you can see this is the coil. Okay, and when the coil is excited by a battery source or a DC supply, this coil becomes an electromagnet and pulls this lever this side. Okay, otherwise the lever will be in normally closed. Okay, this is the common point. It is not shown here. This is the common point. Okay, this is normally connected and this is normally open. When it is excited, it moves to normally open. If it is released, it is in normally connected position. Okay, this is the power source, the AC supply in your home where we plug your TV or laptop or a mobile charger. Okay, you take a neutral point from there and connect it to the common. Phase is given to the bulb which is to be controlled and another point is connected to the normally open position. When you excite the electromagnetic coil, then the relay will trip over here and the bulb starts glowing. Okay, if there is no excitation over here, the bulb will not glow. Okay, it's a very good animation for you. You can easily come to know what is happening in a relay. This is the physical component of the relay. Here you can see these two are the coil terminals. You can see these two are the coil terminals, which is here. This is coil terminal 1 and this is coil terminal 2. These two are the coil terminals where you have to excite with the battery. And this is the common terminal. Okay, this point is here. This is the common terminal. And another 2 points. This is says NC, normally closed, and this one is normally open. Next, we will be moving to voltage regulators. Voltage regulators are used in electronic circuits to regulate the voltage to acceptable limit. If we want 5 volt as a constant voltage, then you can use a voltage regulator to maintain the voltage to be 5 volt. There are two types of regulators. I will tell you about positive voltage regulator first and then we move to negative voltage regulator. Okay, this is the positive voltage regulator which has IC number of 78XX. This XX represents 78 is the positive voltage regulator and 05 represent plus 5 volt supply. If you connect this positive voltage regulator, the output voltage will be 5 volt in constant irrespective of the input. If the input is 12 volt, the output will be 5 volt. If the input is 13 volt, the output will be 5 volt. If the input is 6 volt, the output will be always 5 volt. Okay. If you come to have an input of 4 volt, then the output will be 4 volt, not 5 volt. Okay. It will cannot boost the voltage. Okay, it will maintain 5 volt, but if the output decreases lesser than 5 volt, then the output also get decreased. Okay, there are several types. We are having 7805 for 5 volt regulation and 7806 for 6 volt regulation. Okay, you can see this. These are all the positive voltage regulators. Next, we are moving to negative voltage regulators. Negative voltage regulators start with 79XX. 79 represent negative voltage, okay, and XS represent this 05. If 7905 is present, the output voltage will be minus 5 volt. For positive voltage regulators, it will be plus 5 volt, and for 7905, it will be minus 5 volt. Okay, if you take 7812, it is plus 12 volt over here. If you take 7912, we will get minus 12 volt over here. This is the circuit diagram of a positive voltage regulator connection. You can see the input terminal. Here you have to give the input to the IC in one, and this is the ground terminal of the IC. Here you have to give the input supply to the IC. It may be from above 12 volt because it is a 7812 regulator, so you can give 20 volt or 30 volt or 15 volt, but the output V out will be constant in 12 volt. Okay, if you decreases the voltage below 12 volt, if you give only 10 volt, then the output voltage will be 10 volt. Okay, it will not boost the voltage, it will just regulate the voltage and maintain the voltage to be 12 volt if you apply a voltage greater than the 7812. Okay, this 12 volt. If it is a 7805, similarly it will be 5 volt. Okay, and this is the physical component view of 7812. This is the first pin. This is the input pin. You can see here, this is the input pin. And this is the second pin, which is the ground. This pin should be grounded. And this is the third pin. This is the third pin. This is the output pin over here. Similarly, we see negative voltage regulators. Okay, this is the negative voltage regulator. You can see the difference. Here the first pin is ground. Here the second pin is ground. Okay, this is the difference between the ICs. here you have to give a negative input. Okay, in this IC for 7812 you have to give a positive input. Check this, you have to give a positive input. For 7912 you have to give a negative input. If you give a positive input to this IC, the IC will burn out. Okay, you should give a negative input to the IC to the second pin, not to the first pin. If you give a negative input to the second pin and ground the first pin, then you will get a constant voltage of minus 12 volt. All the remaining concepts are same. Now we will see the pin configuration. This is the physical view of 7912 IC. Okay, this is the first pin. You know that the first pin is ground. Okay, here the first pin is positive voltage. Okay, plus voltage. Here the first pin is ground. Okay, the second pin is negative voltage. The negative input, you should give a negative voltage to the second pin, and the third pin is the output. Okay, this is upon voltage regulators. These voltage regulators are very useful in building a electronic circuits where a constant voltage is required during the operation process of an electronic components. Let's we move to infrared LED. These are special purpose LEDs which have a wavelength of about 700 nanometer to 1 micrometer. This is the LED. This white color LED and the black color LED are both are same. Okay, these are IR LEDs. You can see this IR LEDs in your remote control. See, if you have a remote control, you can see this IR LEDs. These LEDs are used to transmit the data to the receiver, which is IR receiver, which is in the TV or other device where you are transmitting it. If you press a button, the corresponding data of the button. If you press the number 1 button, then the number 1 will be sent as a IR rays to the receiver. Now let's move to the take your TV remote control and press any button and see the IR LED in the remote control. You cannot see the LED glowing. If you press any button and see this with your naked eye, you cannot see this LED glowing. Then can you see this LED glowing? If you have a mobile phone or a camera, you turn on your camera in your mobile phone and place it in front of the LED and press the button, and you can see the LED glowing in the camera and you cannot see it in the naked eye. Okay, because its wavelength is 700 nanometer. So this wavelength cannot be read by human eyes. So we are using IR LED as an invisible data transmitter when short distance transmission is required. Next we are going to IR receivers. Receivers are used to receive the information sent by the IR transmitter or IR LEDs. Okay, if you transmit using an IR LED, then we can receive the signal through the IR receiver. Okay, after receiving it, we can decode the signal. If you press number 1 button, then the corresponding signal will be received and you can decode the signal to 1 and do the operation as per that. This is the physical view of the IR receiver. Okay, you can see the pins over here. The third pin here is the VCC. You have to supply voltage to this pin, and this is the ground pin. You have to supply 3 volt or 3.3 volt, and this should be grounded with respect to it. And this is the data pin. Here the received signal will be out from data will be out from this pin. Okay. This is also another type of IR receiver. Both IR receivers are the same. They are differ by their port number and model. Okay, you can see the same pin configuration is here. We are having VCC at the third pin and ground as a second pin, and the first pin is the data pin out. Okay, data out pin. Okay, you can get the data just transmitted from the IR LED. Yes. IR LED transmits the data. You can receive that data in the first pin of the IR receiver. Now we are going to move to trim pot, preset or potentiometers. These trim pots or potentiometers or variable resistance are used to adjust or calibrate or tune the resistance in a circuit. You can see this is a variable resistor or potentiometer seen in the electronic components for tuning purpose of the resistance. Okay, you can see this are widely used in volume controls. This potentiometers we are using it in volume controls. Okay, to increase the volume in an amplifier you are just increasing the knob, tuning on the knob. Okay, this knob will be adjusting the value of the resistance, and this resistance will increase the volume or decrease the volume dependent on the amplification process. Here there are three pins. Okay, first pin, second and third pin. This pin is the variable resistor pin. There are several types of trim parts. This is one type, and this is also a trim part. Here you can make a screwdriver and drive this screw to adjust the resistance internally. And this is also a trim part. And this is also a trim part. All are different models of potentiometers. Okay, you can adjust the resistance between these two pins. Okay, if you connect it in a circuit, you can adjust the resistance between these two pins or between these two pins. Okay, you can vary the resistance. Okay, resistance has two terminals, you all know that thing. Okay, but a trim pot has three terminals. Okay, you need to short circuit this two terminal and take one terminal out. You can short circuit this two terminals, get the other terminal out. If you vary the screw over there, the resistance between the two terminal get varies. We are going to the relay module. Okay. You have already know the basics of relay as I have explained in the previous video. Now I will tell you about relay modules. These are a separate hardware device, okay, used to control your devices remotely. This is a relay you have seen earlier. Okay, to drive this relay we need some accessory components. Okay, these accessory components, okay, you can see it clearly in this picture. This is the relay. Okay, here you are having the driver circuit of the relay. This is the necessary components to drive this relay. You can see in this picture, you can see the common pin and the normally open pin NO and the normally connected pin NC. Okay, you have to excite this relay through the coil. Okay, to excite this coil you have to driver circuits. This driver circuits will excite this coil with your command. Okay, if you in this pin, in pin, okay, this is the in pin over here, this is the in pin over here. Okay, if the in pin is excited, if you give a command to the excite pin, if you make this pin high through a transistor or any other thing, if you make this pin high, then the relay coil will be excited by the driver circuit over here. Okay, to run the driver circuit you need to supply VCC and ground. You need to supply VCC and ground. This is the supply pins to the driver circuits, and to excite the coil you have to supply the V in pin, input pin with high signal. To de-excite the coil you should give a low signal, that is remove the excitation, that's all. VCC is just 5 volt and ground is 0 volt and the high represent 5 volt. Regulator module. Okay, you know regulator modules 7805 positive voltage regulator and negative voltage regulators. While doing a project, we need a voltage regulator modules which can be able to vary the voltage from 0 volt to 12 volt or 20 volts. You can vary the voltage to the predetermined level. This is the voltage regulator module. You can see the input terminals of the voltage regulator. This is the in minus, this is the ground pin, and this is the plus pin. You have to give a battery over here. Positive terminal of the battery should be connected over here, and the negative should be connected over here, and this is the output terminals. Okay, you can get the output from the regulators. Okay, this regulator can be controlled. If you give a 30 volt input to this regulator and you need only 3 volt, you can adjust this potentiometer. Okay, you can adjust this potentiometer by turning on this knob with a screwdriver, and you can set a 3 volt over here. This is another regulator module. It is also having an input and also output connection. In this voltage regulator, the output voltage can be seen in the 7-segment display, whereas in this regulator, the voltage cannot be seen. This is the difference between these regulators. IR modules. IR sensor modules consist of a transmitter and a receiver. This is the IR module. It consists of IR LED, and this is also an IR LED operating in reverse bias condition. Okay, when IR LED is a reverse bias condition, you can use this as a receiver. Okay, one will be a transmitter, and the reverse biased IR LED will act as a receiver. Okay, you have studied about IR receivers in the previous slides. That receivers can also be used. Okay, they are costly. To make it cheap, we can reverse bias IR LED and make it as a receiver using an operational amplifier, op-amp, operational amplifier. Here is the operational amplifier IC. This will compare the received signal. If the signal is higher than the preset value present in the potentiometer, this is our potentiometer. If the value is higher than the potentiometer value, then it will give a output signal. Okay, here is the output. Here is the input supply VCC, and here is the ground signal. Okay, you have to give VCC plus 5 volt over here, and you should ground it over here. If you do this, the transmitter LED will start transmitting the IR light over here. Okay, if you are having a base over here, okay, the transmitter LED starts transmitting the light. Okay, if it hits this wall, and it will receives back by the receiver. Okay, if it receives the LED IR radiation receives back, then you will have an output. Okay, you will have an output voltage of plus 5 volt. Okay, if there is no wall over here, then you will get an output voltage of 0 volt. Consider there is no valve over here. The transmitted light goes on passing, and it is not receiving back. Okay, not receiving back to the LED. Then you will get output voltage of 0 volt from this pin. Okay. Next, move to the next section. PIR module. PIR is passive infrared module. Okay. PIR sensors are used to detect the presence of human inside a room or a street or any other corridor or any places. Okay, this is the PIR sensor module. If there is a human over here, then the module will give you a signal of high volt. This is the module, back side of this module. You can see this pin is VCC. Okay, you have to supply 5 volt to this pin, and the third pin is the ground pin over here, and the output is the middle one. Okay, middle pin. This middle pin will give output when a person is standing in front of the module. Okay, if the person is not there, it will give you 0 volt. If the person is in front of the module, then it will give 5 volt output. Okay, or 3.3 volt output. Okay, these two potentiometers. Okay, these two potentiometers are used to set the delay time. Okay, and the distance adjustment, that is the sensitivity. If a person is standing here and your module is over here, then the sensitivity should be high to detect the person. Okay, because the person is very far away from the module. This sensitivity adjustment can be made by this distance adjustment preset. And what is the delay time adjustment? What is this preset? Okay, this delay time adjustment preset is, if you make this preset to a higher value, then the output will be high. completely high till the person stands in the position. Okay, if the person stands here near the module, the output will be high till he stands in this position. If you make this preset too low, okay, it will make a pulse like this and gets off. Okay, the person is standing here. If this preset is low, then the module will make a pulse and get switched off. Okay, and it will not give any other value till the person moves in the room. If he again moves in the room, it will give another one pulse and get switched off. If you need a continuous pulse, like this, you need to make this low, and if the person is standing in there, it will make a continuous square pulse, or a continuous high signal can also be made. If you have any doubts in this section, you can comment or post in the classroom, or you can call us. We are very happy to clear your doubts. I expect you have gained some knowledge from this session. Thank you for watching.